Hi. I don't really know where I'm going to go with this one, but I woke up yesterday, like most people probably did, and heard about the director who had jumped off a bridge in America and killed himself. And upon hearing this, I felt really quite gutted and sad because I myself have been there and managed to live through that situation. It was on April the 23rd last year when I reached a really low point in my life. I felt like I couldn't really talk to any of my friends because they wouldn't understand me, and every day I woke up for the following months before, the previous months before I took my actions, every day was just a struggle. I'd wake up crying sometimes, I'd go to bed crying. I just felt like the whole world was just pressing down on my shoulders, and I just had this fog all around me, and I couldn't manage to lift myself to get out of that. And I was just walking about town one day and I was just feeling really just worthless, like there was no point to me being alive anymore when I decided that I would kill myself. And then I was thinking about ways in which I could do it. So I was thinking about an overdose, I was thinking about cutting my wrists, I was thinking about hanging myself, and then I seen this bridge, and it was quite a big bridge, a bridge that I'd always actually been scared to walk underneath in the past because it's pretty grand. Then I decided that it would be that bridge that I would go over the edge and take my life from. I thought it would be pretty easy, and it was pretty easy. I thought it would be quite pain-free, quick. I'd just instantly die as soon as I hit the ground below, but you know, obviously that didn't happen, and I am thankful for that. But it was a it was the hardest thing I'd ever done in my life. I managed to get across the railing that protected people from actually, you know, having accidents and going over the side. And then I climbed across the stone and I was on like a platform over the edge of the bridge. And I looked down and I stood there, and this was early Saturday morning, and I felt really terrified because I'm scared of heights and it was a long way down. And then I started to have second thoughts, so I thought maybe I shouldn't do this. But then I went to go climb back over the railing, and then there was just a voice in my head, because I'd been planning to do this for weeks, and I picked a date out, and I said, okay, on this date that'll be when I do it. So that morning I woke up, and it was just like I was on autopilot. I woke up, I had a shower, I got dressed, I went through my phone book and all my friends that I wanted to write a note to. I sat crying with an orange notebook, writing out like a little note to them or a memory, something saying sorry, etc. And then I literally was just an autopilot. I walked down there, climbed over, and then after I decided that I might have second thoughts, there was like a voice in my head that was just like, don't be so weak, just don't be so weak, you can do this. So then I went back over, and I was too scared to jump. I was a bit of a coward, I'm not going to lie. I'm scared of heights. So then I thought maybe it would be okay if I went over backwards. Then I thought, no, I can't like kick my legs and go over backwards. So then I was like, maybe if I lie down and kind of just roll, then when I roll, my body like comes over the edge, that'll just be quick and it'll just take me right down. But I didn't do that either. Instead I just kind of sat on the edge, and I just started kind of nudging myself forward and forward and forward until my body weight just went over the edge. And then I just remember thinking, fuck. Clearly, you know, it didn't work because I'm here talking to you now. It was an off-duty doctor that found me on the ground below, actually, so don't know what kind of good or bad that would have done, but I suppose it would have been able to calm me down. I was fully conscious throughout it all until they took me to hospital and put me under. I don't actually remember much about it. kind of have a feeling that my face just felt so sore. It was kind of just like a vibrating pain that was just really immense. Reminded me of something that happened to me in primary school when I fell off a wall and I smacked the back of my head. I just remember my face vibrating, it just felt so painful, and I kind of remember having that kind of pain. And I remember the police coming to get me, because they were first on the scene before the ambulance. But yeah, it's the most stupidest thing I've ever done in my life. Now that I'm obviously through that stage and I don't have that fog on top of my shoulders anymore, I really regret it, because I really messed up my body. I broke both my legs, both my thighs were literally just kind of like snapped, like you'd snap old chopsticks. I broke both my hips, cracked my pelvis, I broke 4 bones in my back, 3 bones in my neck. I had some internal bleeding, so they had to slice all the way down my stomach, open me up to fix that, so I've got a scar down there now. I also shattered my left elbow, so now this is the range of movement that I have in my elbow. And you can see the metal there that's popping out. I had a bruise in my brain. I cracked lots of ribs as well, which in turn punctured my lungs, causing both of them to collapse. I really honestly feel like the luckiest person alive, to be honest, because I've managed to make a full recovery. I can walk down the street fine, I can walk into town and walk home. I can even run for the bus if I wanted to. And when I was making my recovery, it took me a long time. It took me about a year before I could I was actually able to run again. Not that I was a great runner before or anything. I wasn't really into sports, but now that I'm able to run again, when I thought I wouldn't be able to, I'm kind of wanting to perhaps run a marathon before I turn 30. So I've kind of made that decision in my brain, and once I make decisions, whether they be good or bad, I kind of do follow through and try to do them the best that I can. What I really want to, why I'm doing this is because now that I'm out of the fog and the crazy mist that I was under before I tried to commit suicide, now I look back and I just think everything gets better in time. I don't know why I couldn't see that, because it could have went any way when I jumped off that bridge. I could have died, or I managed to make a full recovery now, but falling, mine was 64 foot, falling 64 foot onto like a concrete ground, it's just a miracle that I am here. And I'm surprised I'm not in a wheelchair. I could have easily have damaged my spinal cord with the injuries I had to my back and neck. And I'd just like to I don't know, kind of reach out there to anybody else if they are kind of feeling suicidal. There's always a way, to get out of the mist. If I'd been more open and spoke to my friends, I probably would have never got to the position that I was in. And even if you don't feel comfortable telling your friends about the way that you feel, speak to someone, go to your doctor, phone the Samaritans. There's lots of other helplines out there, I'm sure, as well. Or even, I remember when I came out of hospital, I was feeling really quite low because my life was I was basically just like a cripple, basically. I found it painful walking out and going across the road to the shop, yet alone the stuff that I'm able to do now. So I never actually thought that I'd be able to make a full recovery the way that I have. So there was even suicide forums, and there was chat rooms that you can go into and talk to people. So I would go in there and talk to people, and that was quite good as well, because then I wasn't speaking to my friends, but I was able to take the weight of some things that I was feeling off my shoulders, because expressing yourself, even if you're just sitting at home writing it down on a piece of paper, just putting it out there gets it gets stuff off your shoulders. So yeah, I would urge people to think twice, and even more than twice, in fact. If you're going to kill yourself, just please don't do it, because you leave behind a trail of devastation. I seen myself when my friends were coming to visit me in hospital after I came out of the coma. Once the memories started coming back to me, and it was just like a dot, I just felt so ashamed and just that I'd actually caused this much pain, and I could see the pain that they'd been through. I couldn't see what they were going through when it was like touch and go, when I was in critical, when I was in intensive care. But no, I really regret doing that and causing that much pain. But then I suppose it's better the outcome than the outcome I have now rather than maybe dead, because then that would have been a lot worse. So yeah, I don't know if this story has helped anyone. I hope I don't look stupid or anything by doing this, but you know, there's always a way out. So, you know, chin up. There's only one of you and you're amazing. Take care.